I will actually get to constraining in a second. For now, I'm just going to finish the glass off, because although it goes down, it still has the same problem, that it moves out of the frame as it should. So I need to have it come out as well as go down. Okay, so I'm going to set that up now. Okay, so this expression, I'm going to again select the group door glass left group, but okay, so now that I've got this open, now I want the information to be entered that group door glass left translates x is equal to the movement of control door glass underscore right, sorry, left, but I want it to be equal to the, instead of translate x, I want it to be equal to the translate y. Okay, now if I create that, so now what that's saying is that as translate x moves, it will move translate y. So if I'm to move this now, as you can see, it moves diagonally as opposed to straight down. Obviously, the only problem I've got with it is it's moving too much on the x, so I need to try and make it move slightly, have less of an impact on the x-axis. So to do that, I go back into my group, back into the expression editor, and I want to multiply it by 0.5. Oops. Multiply by 0.5. And that will basically tell my object to move it half of the movement that y moves. So if I edit it, select it again, pull it down, and now my door glass moves within the door. So that's set up. The only thing I now need to set up is to stop it from going too high or too low. So to do that, I quit that, drop my outline out of the way. Right, I select the window glass, and I go into the attribute editor. Now, if I go into the control door attribute editor, and I look under this panel here, limit information, then I can limit the movement that this particular controller can do. So the only real limit I need to move is y. So how much do I want to limit it? Enable the limitation, set it to say 0, and now this translation cannot move down. It can still move up, but it can't move down. So that's obviously not what I want. I want that 0 to be there. Now if I move it down to where I want it to go down to, so let's go down to about there. So minus 9.4 to change that to 0.5. And now this controller cannot move outside that box. The only reason I've got the box there is simply for a visual indication to the user, the animator, so they know what's going on with it. Other than that, it doesn't actually restrain it. The restraint of the control is within the actual limitation information just here. The only other thing I need to do with this control, as I've done for some of the other ones, is stop it from moving in directions like left and right, back and forth, and even rotating and scaling. It doesn't need to. And I can lock these out by going to the channel box, selecting the channels I don't wish to have any effect over anything, deselect the ones I do, and right click, lock selected. Now this can only move up and down. Can't rotate, can't scale, can't move left and right. And that's how you set up the window. Okay, last thing I'm going to set up in this video is the wing mirror. Right, I've already got my cage created. Simple box with the wing mirror text above it, just combined into one shape. All it's there to do is represent the limitations of the buttons going to be inside. I've already locked out the information to the side here. Okay, so to start off with, let's focus on it. There we go. Right, now I want to go into curves, circular curve, and create my shape. Okay, that is going to be my controller. Get it in line. Now that's in line. Now all I need to do is set it up as I have over here, so that as the X channel is affected, the rotational channel of the Y is rotated in the wing mirror. Okay, so set that back to as it was. Right, I already have my groups created. If I open the outliner, I've got my wing mirror group, which has its pivot point set at the base of the wing mirror, where it's going to animate from. So, I'm going to go into Edit. Sorry, I'm first of all going to freeze my transformations. Clear my history, and I'm good to go. Okay, so now that I've got my curve created, I just need to move it up to the top here. The rest of them, I'm going to put it inside the group here, the left door control group, so that when I do rotate, the reason I've done this, so when I do rotate it out, they all move with the door, so they stay appropriate to their labels. Okay, now I want to call this one control underscore wing mirror left. Okay, so that is my controller. Right, now that I've got my controller set up and I've got all my transformations frozen, my history cleared, I can do I can enter the expression. So I select my wing mirror group, select the Z rotation, the Y rotation, that's what I want to edit. Go into Edit and click Expressions. Now in the expression, I want it to be that group wing mirror left rotation channel Y is equal to the movement of control underscore wing mirror underscore left dot translate X, and create. So now, as this moves on the X axis, the wing mirror moves. Okay. Now obviously I don't want it to go all the way around and back and forth, so I want to set some limitations again so that it stays within these parameters. So, go into the attribute editor, move that out of the way, go into limitation information, I want it to be in translate, and I'm limiting X. So I first of all move it to the appropriate location. So the maximum movement to the side is 2, and I can safely assume that the minimum movement will be -2. Check it. Yep, works. The only issue I have with this at the moment is it just doesn't move enough. It's just too minimal a change. I can change this just by going back into the outliner, getting back into my mirror glass properties, going to channels, back into the expressions, and I can basically put multiply by 5. Okay, so now the movement on this is multiplied by 5 before it goes into the wing mirror, and that's just a bit more appropriate. But it doesn't have to be that. I can set it to as high or as low as I want it. I could put it up to 8 if I really wanted to, which gives it a very strong sense of movement. Okay, and that's how I set up my doors.